Welcome to another edition of the Dementia Care Partner Talk Show. Now, here's dementia care expert Teepa Snow and your host, Greg Phelps.
Hello and welcome to the Dementia Care Partners podcast. My name is Greg Phelps, and joining me once again is dementia care expert Teepa Snow. And Teepa, I noticed a TV ad last week promoting certain seniors-related medication. In the ad, the caregiver reaches out and touches the person from behind. Now, of course, she turned and smiled and engaged in friendly conversation, and then she did it again. Now, I have to say, that hasn't always been my experience when I reached out and touched people from behind.
Well, Greg, depending on which commercial you're watching, either it's a signal that you have agitation due to dementia, Alzheimer's particularly, and you need a medication that could result in stroke, heart attack, or death, but it will quiet you down. Or you're taking a medication that is just wonderful and actually promotes brain health. So, I mean, it's advertising. And what's the thing they say about advertising?
Well,
Who's supposed to be aware?
Don't believe everything you see on TV or everything you hear. Or
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I mean, it's the kind of thing where if it's too good to be believed, it's probably too good to be believed, so really be super cautious and curious is my, really, okay. So what percent of people get what kind of benefit from this thing? And tell me a little bit more about it, who it's for. And so when I dig into some of these, it's like, well, if you're worried about your brain changes, not if you have them, but if you're worried about them, and by taking this, it reduces your worry, you do better.
There's the frustration with the medications. There's also the frustrations with the how to approach people, because
how about some skill building before we start giving people pills? I don't know. It's
the
just
commercial just starts, and it does it twice, right in rapid succession. And I thought, boy, if Teepa's watching this, she'll be gnashing her teeth.
Well, and what's really hard is we had made progress both in Canada and the US at really addressing you don't do meds before you do basic interaction and relationship building and skill building of the care provider. And now we're back to, we don't need to use any non-pharmacological. Here's the pharmacological that you want to use. And it seems to be a new return to a previous pattern. And it's concerning the degree to which I'm seeing it. I mean, it's right on up there. And yet in the advertising near the end of the commercial at very fast pace, you will hear that if a person is living with Alzheimer's or other form of dementia and they're older, they do have an increased risk of not recommended, blah, 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 blah. And they say it so fast. I think that when I've heard the message I wanted to hear, which is, oh, good, it's great for depression. Oh, it's good for memory. Oh, wow, it has, pharmacists recommend it. It's like, well, what else do they have to recommend? I use it myself.
So if somebody wants to, if somebody wants to experience this, what the person is feeling, maybe you could just try walking down Main Street, walk up behind somebody and touch them, and then start engaging in conversation. Then you can let Teepa and I know
how often that works well and how often somebody is really not okay with you doing it. Particularly if when you do it, I've had some life events that have resulted in some bad outcomes for me when I let somebody get up that close to me, or I don't recognize you, I don't know who you are, and it's a situation where I'm feeling a little trapped. You could do it at Starbucks, trying to force a pill down line, or some of those places. It's just like, yes, did you want something? I'm in line. Leave me alone. Or if you're standing in front of where I want to go and you won't move.
So what essential skills, I think you have a basics program that you offer. This is like dementia care for dummies. And I don't mean it in a negative sense.
If you know nothing, you should know something about dementia beyond it's a memory issue. I mean, this is really, if we think everything is just about memory, we are missing where some of the big disconnect between you and I in relationship is coming in. And so, we have basic awareness. We have dementia awareness. We have champion courses. We have care partner support series. We have very short little videos. And we also have streaming content. I mean, we're trying our very best to help people bridge this gap of knowing way too little to be helpful, but thinking that what I'm doing is friendly. And just understanding that with even typical aging vision, my field of awareness at any moment in time, if I'm focused on something in front of me, is not so much to the back of me. And if you put your hands on my shoulders, you might actually elicit a part of my brain reacting in a very strong and powerful way that really impacts the rest of our relationship for that event. So
I'm sure we've all experienced it, but we just don't really know it. I'll be sitting reading or focusing on something. Somebody will come and touch me on the shoulder. We have that.
Nothing worse than spilling your coffee in your computer when you were sort of getting ready to, you were getting ready to take a drink and somebody taps you on the shoulder and it's just like, whoa, what a surprise. And then when I see who they are, my brain processes the data relatively quickly. I still have to clean up the mess. But when I have then possibly some changes in my impulse control, perhaps I might say or do something that they find offensive. And I'd say back, well, you offended me by coming up and surprising me like that. That's really got to change.
Now, you have a gold mine of videos. Can you sort of point us in the right direction, or am I better off to talk to somebody, sort of tell you what I'm experiencing, and maybe you'll point me in a better direction?
We do have some fairly simple videos where we do go over, like, how do you do a positive approach? And we have those available in a variety of places. But I would also say, if you want to tell us a little bit about what's happening for you and who your person is and where they are in their brain change, it might make it a little easier for us to know, oh, okay, well, you're really not even a place where you know for sure what you're looking at as a dementia. You could just be looking at a stressed out person. And so tell you what, let's try this. But if you are further into this condition, I might say, well, it's not just how you're approaching, it's the words you're using and how many and how quickly, because the pace matters. And so you might need a little more support. And so we vary it based on you and the situation. We don't believe there's a one size fits everybody. It's like, here's the newspaper. And it's like, well, what would you like me to do with it? Read it front to back. It's like, ooh, how about if we maybe decide we're going to look at headlines or maybe the picture, or let's see what makes the most sense for you and given where you are and what you're interested in.
Teepa, thank you very much.
Thank you, Greg.
You've been listening to the Dementia Care Partners podcast, brought to you by Positive Approach to Care. For more information, go to teepasnow.com.